Student loan disaster as 43% of roughly 22 million borrowers are late on their payments. Today, I read an interesting article on CNBC.com written by Annie Nova titled, "Millions of Student Borrowers Are Behind on Loans and May See Their Credit Scores Tank. Vantage Score Fines." According to the author, for the first time since the pandemic, becoming past due on your student loan payments will hurt your credit again. The more than 9 million borrowers who are late on their payments may see their credit scores tank by as much as 129 points as the U.S. Department of Education ramps up collection activity again. This is according to a new report by Vantage Score. They analyzed U.S. Department of Education data. Here are my thoughts. My friends, I hate to hear about this. My heart goes out to these student loan borrowers who are struggling financially. I get it though. Life is expensive. I am sure some of these people thought their student loans were going to be forgiven by our last president. I'm sure some of these people thought they would never have to worry about these student loans in the future, so they went out and got a car loan, or rented a nicer apartment, or took a vacation. Well, the chickens have finally come home to roost, and this is not a good situation at all for millions of people. The good news is, many of these people earned a degree, so they may be able to find a better paying job and tackle this student loan debt. To me, it is scary that there are more than 9 million borrowers who are late on their payments. I would have never guessed the number would be this high. I did have concerns when the government put student loan payments on pause for so long. In my opinion, I think that artificially made the economy seem stronger than it was. Think about it for a moment. If you don't have a student loan payment each month because it is on pause, you have more money to spend into the economy. Now that is all over. Getting back to the article, the author provided more details about the borrowers who are late on their payments. Apparently, we are talking about 9.2 million people, which is 43% of the roughly 22 million borrowers with payments due. The delinquencies will pop up on credit reports between now and May. The author referenced a certified financial planner named Kathy Curtis, who said this will trigger a cascade of other financial consequences. Well, I can believe that. If your credit score drops, this could make it more difficult to access credit. We live in a debt-based economy. When you don't have easy access to credit, life can become more difficult. Some states here in America allow insurance companies to charge more if you have bad credit. There is something that really concerns me about this whole situation. If post-secondary training is really worthwhile, and if it is supposed to lead to good employment, why are 43% of the people with student loans in America struggling to make their payments right now? Doesn't that seem a bit crazy to you? People pursue additional training after high school to get a good job, but 43% of the people who took out loans to do that are now struggling to make their payments. Please understand, I'm not being critical of universities, colleges, junior colleges, or accredited trade schools. I think the problem may be that some people are not strategic. Some may believe completing post-secondary training guarantees you a good job. That's just not how it works. It might help, but you need to pursue training in a field that is actually in demand and will be in demand for years to come. Then, you need to learn skills that people actually want in that field. And you need to develop a good work ethic and great soft skills. You also need to network and get to know people in that industry. You also need to get solid references and some relevant work experience. Then, you need to have a clean record and be able to pass a drug test. And you need to have an online presence that isn't going to ruin your chances of getting hired when someone does a deep dive looking at your social media activity online. I'm afraid some young people aren't doing some or all of these things. I'm afraid some may stay on their parents' payroll longer than their parents might hope for. It's getting tough out there to land a good paying job. I have several friends my age who have adult children still living at home. Some of those children are working. However, others are not. They are all on their parents' payroll. Some more than others, though. One of my friends is very frustrated with his adult son who just plays video games all day. He has a part-time job, but other than that, he just sits around the house and doesn't do much. Another friend of mine has a son who has a full-time job, but he still lives at home, drives one of his father's vehicles, and his father is often frustrated because his son blows his money on electronics that he doesn't need. I know this is not just isolated to the people I know. I'm sure some of you watching this video have family members or friends or coworkers with adult children in similar situations. I read an article in the news today on MSN.com, put out by MarketWatch and written by Quentin Fottrell, titled, "I'm an endless honeypot. My wife and I are in our 70s. We gave our son $40,000 for his LA wedding. Now he wants more." This article is about a couple in their 70s who are living comfortably on Social Security and pensions, but they have a son who is married with 2 children who lives in LA who is barely surviving financially. These young people are paying $3,000 per month in rent. The son promised to repay the $40,000 borrowed for the wedding, but that hasn't happened yet. The parents also have given him over $15,000 in the past for living expenses and legal bills. My friends, I hate to hear about this. I feel bad for the young people who are struggling financially in today's world, especially if they have young children to support. At the same time, I worry about the parents who are retired with limited financial resources. They may want to be careful about depleting their resources because it could be difficult to go back to work as they age. Now, life in Los Angeles is expensive. A lady I know who is a successful real estate agent bought her daughter a house in LA for over $2 million because she knew her daughter would never be able to afford it on her own. Some young people are fortunate to have parents who can help them out financially. There are millions of young people here in America who are not so lucky. They are unfortunately on their own. Life continues to get expensive, and some young people just need to figure out how to navigate the world and deal with financial pitfalls along the way. From the data presented in the first article I referenced today, apparently 43% of the roughly 22 million student loan borrowers who are late on their payments aren't doing so well on their own. It is truly unfortunate. What do you think about all this? Share your thoughts in the comment section below. If you enjoyed this video, consider subscribing to the channel. I want to extend a special thanks to everyone who has subscribed to this channel. I want to also thank all of my channel members. If you'd like to become a channel member, there is a link in the description beneath this video. You can read more about the different membership levels. Please also check out some of the great books I suggest you consider reading in the description below. I've included Amazon affiliate links to these books. As an Amazon associate, I earn from qualifying purchases. Stay healthy and wealthy. I'll see everyone in the next video.